stressed out about losing weight, you're stressed out about your friends, you're stressed out about school and homework, you're stressed out about going into college, like all that stuff. Like, no, like, how are you going to live your life if stress is the only thing that's holding you back? I feel like life is supposed to be challenging, and an easy life is not a life worth living. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So grab your cup of coffee, grab your cup of tea, whatever you need to snack on, because this is about to be a long video. So I had gotten an email from a subscriber. Some of you guys know this if you follow me on Instagram, but she had asked me how I deal with stress. So it kind of got me thinking, and I kind of felt like I actually had a lot to say about this topic, and I didn't even know that I did. So I wanted to extend this to my YouTube channel and kind of have a conversation with you all about stress and what I think about stress and maybe how I deal with stress, which was her direct question. But if you're interested in talking about this topic with me and maybe hearing some of my thoughts and sharing some of your opinions with me down below in the comments, I would love to hear your feedback. So keep watching. So stress, I initially answered her question by saying I just don't believe in it. I don't believe that that is a reasonable word. I think it's so negative, and I feel like it's almost nowadays it's overused and it's used as an excuse. So for me, I think that the word stress really means like the things that we don't want to do plus the emotion and frustration of not wanting to do it just becomes this big pile of just emotional. When do you feel stressful? When you actually do things that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like making this video for me isn't stressful because I actually really like filming YouTube videos. I want to remind you that literally the person next to you is feeling stressed probably right now. Like it doesn't matter what age or what point of your life you're at every point you're gonna feel stress. I know my younger brother, he's 14 and he's feeling stressed. And I'm 21 and I'm feeling stressed. And my mom, who's in her 40s, is feeling stressed. So I don't think that stress is confined to an age. So when I answer this question, I said, I do, however, feel overwhelmed. I feel overwhelmed constantly. I feel overwhelmed that I'm sorry, that lighting was driving me crazy. So I just decided to change the settings. But as I was saying, I feel overwhelmed all the time. Like, honestly, I feel like that's so normal to feel overwhelmed. I have so many responsibilities. I have school. I'm a worship leader at my church. I have a job as well. I mean, I really love pursuing YouTube. I just have all these things I want to do, and then there's also things that I don't want to do that I have to do. So it's kind of like, how do you cope with that? What do we do with all of that, you know? So one of my first kind of like, I guess, recommendations that I personally like to do is a lot of these things kind of float around in our heads. So I told her, why not write it down on paper? You know, why not write down just write down literally what your problems are. Like, that sounds silly because it's like, what, you know, you write down things you need to do. You don't really write down your problems, but maybe try writing down your problems. That's exactly why people journal every single day. Some of the most successful people that you know, some of the most billionaires, successful people, they journal every single day. Sometimes you can make clear decisions when not all of your emotions are involved. So, and the way that you act in front of other people is sometimes based off of your frustrations about something else. I've definitely acted out towards my parents, towards siblings, towards boyfriends, whatever. Like, I've acted out before to them because they're the closest person to me, and I almost feel like I project what I'm feeling inside onto them because I almost feel like I'm allowed to, because they'll accept me, they love me for who I am, and I'm just gonna take it out on them. I just don't think that stress is a good enough excuse to do that to someone else and to kind of drag them through your emotional mud. But to sum this kind of up, I really just want to encourage maybe just writing down, and even if it's not writing or typing or whatever, just get it out of your head, whether it's talking to somebody else, whether it's writing it out if you don't like talking to people, whether it's meditating, whatever that may be. You need to come to the point in your life where you have to recognize that you can't handle every situation. Sometimes things are going to overwhelm you. Even the most successful people who like put it all in their Google calendars, whatever, like their life is so organized, it's so perfect. I'm sure those are the most stressed out people. Sometimes I think it kind of overwhelms us, and then our emotions start to be determined by our stress. Like, we act out, and then we say things that we regret. We do things that we regret. We don't know why we do certain things that we do because you're like, I would never do this regularly. And I think that's exactly what stress is. It's this like emotional state that you just feel like it's okay to do and say whatever you want to do because you're stressed. And again, that's why I call it an excuse, because it's not good enough. It's not a good enough excuse. And some of you may be hurt by hearing this, but sometimes I think in this especially this day and age, too many things are excused. I think that in this society, so many things are just kind of handed to us. It's so easily given. We have information at the tips of our fingers. We are so entitled to that information, and I don't even know why. We're so entitled to saying mean things and then calling them as jokes, doing mean things and then saying, I'm sorry, I'm stressed. Like, sometimes that's not a good enough excuse. So how I deal with it is, again, I'm writing it out. That's being responsible. That's taking care of your own mental state, your own physical state, emotional state, and that's just you being responsible for yourself so that you're not hurting other people along the way. My next step is, after you've listed those things out, do them. Take one at a time. Like, we don't eat a full pizza all in one mouth, we take slices. So again, do one thing at a time. Do you like my pizza analogy? Do one thing at a time. Take one bite of pizza and then eat the whole slice and then eat the whole pizza. And then you're like satisfied and in a food coma. But it's all about taking one thing at a time, doing one thing at a time. Literally, I'm saying this to remind myself too. I'm not saying this to everyone out in the internet so that people are like, wow, you should be a philosopher. Wow, you should
it's
be.
3 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Like, wow, you should be a psychologist. Like, no, like, I'm just saying this even to remind myself, because I want to look back at this and be like, wow, that was something that I really think I should implement more in my life. Just accepting the fact that there are things that I don't want to do that I have to do, and then doing them. When I hear the phrase just do it, all I think of is Shia LaBeouf saying, just do it. Like, just do it. All we can do is do it. Like, you can't expect things to just happen without you making the effort to do them. So I think the point is, the only way we can beat stress and the only way we can overcome our stress is by doing the things that we don't want to do and then accepting it for what it is and moving on with our life. Because if we are going to sit in our negative state of frustration and we're just going to sit there and we're not going to do anything about it, then you might as well just not even think to do anything more than that. You should just, like, don't be so complacent with where you're at when you're stressed out and like just feeling all of that. Bleh. Like, I feel like it's okay to feel frustrated at times, and that's okay. Like, I'm not saying like you need to be a robot and you need to be perfect all the time and not have these emotions. I think emotions are great things, but I think when they start to take over your life and you can't live with other people and you can't live with yourself and you're just frustrated and you're stressed out and you're anxious, you're stressed out about losing weight, you're stressed out about your friends, you're stressed out about school and homework, you're stressed out about going into college, like all that stuff, like no, like how are you going to live your life if stress is the only thing that's holding you back? That just makes no sense. Like, even if you don't make the best decision, I feel like just that in and of itself is better than sitting there and stressing out about not making any decision. You see what I'm saying? So I know this sounds really intense, and I feel like the more and more you get to know me, you get to know that I'm really a no excuse kind of person. I don't like excuses. I don't like making excuses for things that shouldn't. I just don't like making excuses. And this is one of the things when we don't want to do things that when we have to do things that we don't want to do, at least for me personally, I tend to make excuses in my head, but immediately I'm like, no, like I can't fall into that. I can't let myself think that it's okay to just be complacent, because you're not going to grow and you're not going to learn and you're not going to be happy if you just are just satisfied. Like, you're just, like, that's where are you going? I feel like life is supposed to be challenging, and an easy life is not a life worth living. And I feel like when you are faced with challenges, it makes you a better person. It makes you stronger. It makes you more understanding of other people's situations. It makes you more well-rounded, and it makes you overall just a better person when you are challenged. And if it's stress that causes you, if it's something that causes you to be challenged, that's great. But if it's the stress that you're going to use and call it to not do it, then that's not okay, I think. So again, how I deal with it is just viewing it as something that, yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to, study for my exams. I don't really want to go to work sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to edit YouTube videos. They suck to edit, especially videos like these where I'm talking for a million years. Like, these aren't fun to edit. But the more important thing is it's the process of getting it done. It's the process of finishing and completing something that you didn't want to do, that really, really was overwhelming for you, or maybe a wall or some sort of like big kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like a big obstacle. That's the word. I was like, it starts with an O. A big obstacle that you have to overcome. It's a good feeling to finish it. And for me right now, to be honest, losing weight is a big obstacle that I'm trying to face, and it is overwhelming me, and I guess it's stressing me out, but it is something that I want to prioritize. So as long as I focus on why I want to lose weight and where my priorities lie about getting healthy and things like that, then I think that is the best place to start. Whereas I'm so stressed out, this is why I'm gonna do this, because I don't want to be stressed anymore. Like, no, I feel like that'll just make you more stressed. So hopefully this helped somebody out there. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing some of my thoughts about this topic. If you did, then please give this a thumbs up. If you didn't, please give it a thumbs down. Totally fine with me. I want to hear feedback from you all, and that's the best place that I will be able to grow. I love hearing feedback. I want to be able to know your thoughts on this topic, and whether you agree with me or disagree with me, totally fine. Just say it in a respectful way. But I'm really glad that I have a platform or a place to kind of talk about like things that I feel, and I'm so grateful that people feel even compelled to text me or email me about this topic and ask me for my thoughts. Thank you for thinking that they're valuable. I hope that in my 21 years of life that my experiences will resonate with someone. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. If you guys like this video, again, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. If you want to email me something else to talk about, then please email me. I will leave it right over here, and I will talk to you guys all in the next video. Bye!